Okay, in this next problem with straight lines, this goes a little bit beyond what you might have seen in Algebra 1. It says write the equation of the perpendicular bisector of segment AB, and they give you the points A and B. Okay, so if you think about it, I don't even really care what my scale is, and one of the cool things about IB is that we're going to do this later this year in 3 dimensions, especially HL. So I don't really care. Here's A, here's B. I need, if this is that segment, I need something that's the perpendicular bisector. That means that's going to make a right angle, and this little side and that little side are going to be congruent. So what we need is we first need to find that midpoint. So to find the midpoint of a segment, or I'm finding the midpoint halfway between those, I'm going to take the average. It's x1 plus x2 over 2, and y1 plus y, that's a plus, y2 divided by 2. So in this particular problem, I have 4 minus 2, because it's plus and negative, divided by 2, and then negative 3 plus 7 divided by 2. So that midpoint becomes, this is 2 over 2 is 1, this is 4 over 2 is 2. So it's going to go through the point 1, 2. So then the next thing we need to know is, okay, well, what's the equation of what's the gradient of these two things? The gradient here, I'm trying to use the IB lingo. I can find that by saying 7, can you see? There we go. 7 minus a negative 3 over negative 2 minus 4. That's, 10 over negative 6, so we can reduce that to negative 5/3. So now we know this is the gradient of the segment that we were given. So the perpendicular line is going to, its gradient is going to be the negative reciprocal. Okay, so I need a slope now of positive 3/5 passing through the point 1, 2. Okay, so I can use any method I want to get to the final solution. I'm going to use y minus y1 over x minus x1 equals m. And I'm going to plug in the different pieces that I know. Y minus 2 over x minus 1 is equal to 3/5. Cross multiply, I have 3x minus 3 equals 5x minus 10. Here it's easy for me to get to whatever form of the equation they ask for. So I could branch off in either direction. Subtracting that, 3x minus 5y, and then adding this equals negative 7. Or I could divide to get to the I want to say slope intercept, but gradient intercept gradient form, or whatever. Okay, so 5y minus 10 is equal to 3x minus 3. Add 10, 5y equals 3x plus 7 divided by 5. 3/5 x plus 7/5 would be, there you go, would be the equation of the perpendicular bisector. So those two would pass through. They would pass through the midpoint of that segment, and they would be perpendicular to the segment itself. So practice a few. It's not too terrible, but it definitely leads us to somewhere in the future, especially in HL. So make sure the foundation's solid before we try to build on it.